His 2027 elections will not be free and fair, with Marjan Hussein Marjan in charge. Senator Oburu Oginga dares opponents eyeing his party leadership seat in ODM, asks them to bring it on. Former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua continues to slam leaders from northeastern Kenya, accusing them of mismanaging the national government CDF funds.
Thank you for joining us tonight. My name is Cynthia Nanjala. 6 people have been evacuated to hospital following the collapse of a building under construction near Karen Community Church along Ngong Road. The Kenya Red Cross Society has confirmed that all persons who are trapped at the site have been accounted for, following an intensive search and rescue operation by emergency response teams. Rescue efforts were mounted by the Red Cross, police, firefighters and medical personnel who rushed to the scene shortly after the incident was reported. The casualties were stabilized at the scene before being transported to hospital for further treatment. Authorities have since secured the area as investigations begin to establish the cause of the collapse, with 2 people reported dead. All right, so that is a developing story that is, that is changing with minutes as we wait upon more information concerning the persons that are currently receiving medical treatment in hospital. This, obviously, the second collapse in a matter of weeks, following the other building collapse as well in South Sea area. So we're also waiting upon more information from the Ministry of Housing to just give us more details on what exactly caused the crash, and we'll be updating you in our subsequent bulletin. During a funeral service in Machakos County, the Democracy for Citizens Party leader Rigathi Gachagua delivered a strong statement accusing politicians from northeastern Kenya of conniving to defraud residents in the area millions of shillings while intentionally mismanaging the National Government Constituency Development Funds (NGCDF). Gachagua emphasized his commitment to advocating for the rights of Kenyans despite the intimidations by government, vowing that he will ensure President William Ruto serves only a single term in office.
Hawa watu wameshikana na Kasongo. Pesa yote wameiba. Ukiona ile pesa imepelekwa Northeastern, uende huko. Hakuna shule, hakuna hospitali, hakuna chochote. Wamechukua pesa, wameenda kujenga South Sea na Eastleigh. Sisi kama viongozi wa Kenya ndio tutatetea watu ya Northeastern. We are calling for a special audit on how funds for devolution, equalization fund and CDF ile imepeanwa Northern Kenya imetumika vipi? Why are there no institutions? Why there is no visible development despite the billions of shillings that have been allocated in those areas? Na unajua sasa kwa sababu ni wezi na wanaogopa kushikwa, wanaenda kwa Kasongo wanasema 2 term. Hata ukiwa mwizi anasema usishikwe. So it's up to the residents of northeastern Kenya waanze kusema 1 term ndio Kasongo apidue fikira zake. So we are going to speak for the people of northeastern. Those children deserve good schools, they deserve good hospitals, they deserve roads, they deserve water. Mimi nikiongea wanasema mimi ni mkabila. Sasa hiyo wa Somali natetea, kwani hao ni wa Kikuyu? Lazima watetewe because hawa watu wameumiza hiyo watu. So I want to ask the people of northeastern Kenya, Rigiji is your great friend. When mulivamiwa na askari ya Somaliland, I talked about it, wakaondoka. Hii pesa yenu inaibiwa na magavana na ma-MPs na ma-senator na ma-MCA. I will be talking about it mpaka mpate haki yenu. And the 2010 constitution was very kind to the people of northern Kenya. They had suffered a lot of marginalization for a very long time. The new constitution brought devolution to deal with that imbalance. Unfortunately, for 13 years, all that money has been taken by your leaders and invested in personal businesses in Eastleigh and South Sea. Somebody must talk to you, must talk for you. Na sisi tumejitolea kutetea nyinyi.
Joining the burial service, Wiper leader Kalonzo Musyoka and the Democratic Action Party of Kenya, DAP-K leader Eugene Wamalwa, condemned President William Ruto for deploying police force to harass opposition figures and for using violence to intimidate opponents. Kalonzo Musyoka accused Ruto of collapsing national institutions and described his recent Singapore narrative as a mere pipe dream.
Sisi kama United Opposition tumesikia sauti ya the United Clergy wakiongea hapa siku ya leo, na msimamo ambao umechukua ya kwamba hii serikali ya Bwana Ruto isiingilie makanisa na isiwahi kudhulumu ile haki ya kuabudu ambayo kwa miaka hii yote haijakuwa interfered with by any administration. This is going to be the first administration kuingilia makanisa. So we stand with you as the United Opposition in saying, Bwana Ruto, the freedom of worship is one of the most sacred freedoms in our constitution.
The country now must prepare for the next election. The country must prepare for the next election in August next year. And the church also stand firm. Stand firm. Like we are going to stand firm on refusing to regulate the church. You must also say, ulikula kiapo ya hii katiba, there's no referendum. Sijui my friend Mudavadi alisema referendum. There's no crisis in the boundaries delimitation. Hakuna crisis. So no reason whatsoever for Mudavadi to suggest, oh, itakuwa namna hii. Uoga tena, uoga hakuna Kenya. Wakenya wamekataa mambo ya upuzi na uoga.
Your Excellency, mimi nakuomba, do not answer them. Sisi in 2027 tutawajibu. Ati wanakutukana, wacha nikuambie, do not answer them. They know. Wewe una matusi, hujui kuwatusi, lakini sisi tutawajibu. Kwa hivyo wewe nyamaza, tulia, wacha watupigie kelele, lakini tuombewe na kanisa ili watulie, tuone vile tutapeleka Kenya na mbele.
And the Bible tells me in Galatians 6:4-16 kwamba usikasirike ni kuambia ukweli. Paul was telling Galatians, mazee mnapotea route. Wakamkasirikia. Makasiriko ya huyu ndugu yangu ambaye nilikuwa nafikiria ni mtu mzuri na akaja kwa Biblia akafanya mambo yote. Yaani akiambia ukweli anakasirika na tukana watu. Ningependa Mungu ampe maisha marefu mpaka 2027. Next year of course. Aone viongozi na akae aone uongozi mzuri kwa viusasa.
Former Vice President Kalonzo Musyoka has renewed his fight with the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission CEO Marjan Hussein Marjan, accusing him of contracting Smartmatic Company, a tech firm he alleges played a role in the loss of Raila Odinga's presidency bid in 2022 despite public outcry. Kalonzo says for the public to regain confidence in the electoral agency, the embattled CEO must go. Musyoka further alleges that the IBC cannot conduct free and fair elections with Marjan at the helm.
We agreed that the CEO of IBC, anaitwa Marjan, when there was no commission, he moved with a lot of speed, akaleta watu mnaitwa Smartmatic, akarenew contract yao, wale watu waliibia Raila kura. Wakasaini kila kitu, makamishna wakija, ile tume mpya hawajui, wakapata kwamba he has already renewed those contracts. An illegal thing because he was not supposed to do it. Pamoja na aliyekuwa anaitwa ni advisor sasa wa Ruto State House, Professor Gulie. So we are saying Marjan cannot, hawezi kusimamia uchaguzi ujao as CEO because atakuwa amebakisha sijui 1 year up to next year. So the best thing hii commission imuunde, apatiwe whatever balance yake, atoke, because he is the problem. We cannot have free and fair election with a person called Marjan who is already renewed Smartmatic, amerenew kila kitu.
Prime Cabinet Secretary Musalia Mudavadi has dismissed critics of President William Ruto's Singapore dream, asserting that the Kenya Kwanza government is committed to adapting global best practices to drive its transformation agenda. His remarks come as the administration marks 2026 as a decisive turning point for the country's economy.
But believe you me, the people who are criticizing today about the vision of Singapore actually existed even at that time. Because there was war. That why is Kenya talking to Singaporeans to improve their port? We were supposed to even sign an MOU so that the Kenyan port of Mombasa can work with the port of Singapore on a strategy of modernization, improvement, and efficiency. Believe it or not, Kenyans chased away the Singaporeans. It's about 30 years ago. They chased away the Singaporeans and they said, we don't want this. Here we are again, over 30 years later, still saying, you don't want to work and benchmark with better standards. I am glad in this room, I am addressing a community that has a different alternative, that is talking about Vision 100, a vision beyond Singapore.
Celebrations have rocked many schools across the country after posting stellar performances in the third last KCSE examinations under the 844 curriculum. In Gusii region, some schools dethroned giants in their performances as electric celebrations rocked institutions.
We have 95 scoring A-, 151 scoring B+, 112 scoring B, 45 scoring B-.
They finished their syllabus first term, and we believe the same we are going to do within this year.
4 airplane with one student getting 84 points. Juan Onywera Mbai, he got everything, every subject airplane.
Voters at Mara polling station in Kipipiri constituency, Nyandarua County, have called on UDA National Elections Board to nullify the elections at the station due to missing names of some of the candidates on the list. Frustrated voters say despite them turning up in large numbers, some did not participate after realizing some candidates' names were missing, calling for an overhaul of the entire election process. They claim that the process had been hijacked and also some voters were bribed to participate in the election process.
Mimi ni mwanachama wa UDA. Tulikuja kuchaguana lakini hatukuridhika na uchaguzi wa leo kwa sababu wale walikuwa wanataka kuchaguliwa hawakukuwa kwa ile lisi ya waliokuwa wakitaka kuchaguliwa. Kwa hivyo sisi tunaomba serikali ama chama cha UDA kirudia huu uchaguzi tena na wafanye matayarisho ya kutosha, kwa sababu watu wengi hata ukiangalia wameenda hawakuchaguana kwa sababu wale walikuwa wanataka kuchagua hawakukuwa kwa ile list.
Watu wenye tulikuwa tunatukuja kuchagua hatukuwaona kwa karatasi. Tunaona tu moja wili hao wengine hakuwa.
Sasa kile tunaomba ni tutengenezewe tutengenezewe siku nyingine tukuje tuchaguane, especially hapa haya uchaguzi ulikuwa unaendelea mzuri. Wale tulipiga kura kwa sababu siku hizi ni digital, hata unaenda hapo unachagua hawa watu wote almost 20 na dakika hata 5 haishi.
ODM party leader Oburu Oginga has challenged those who want to rival him for the party leadership position to bring it on, promising to floor them when the party calls for elections. Oburu, who spoke during the burial of his uncle's wife in Alego Usonga constituency in Siaya County, said he's ready for a National Delegates Convention, NDC, to allow members elect their leaders. A section of youthful ODM leaders has recently called for an opportunity for the members to elect their new leaders after the demise of former party leader Raila Odinga.
But those who are saying that Uburu is not validly elected, I challenge them. If they say it is NDC, let us go with them to NDC. I will call it very soon. 2026 is the year of negotiations for any arrangement. Either we are going in partnership with the UDA or any other, or we are going alone as ODM. And if we are going alone as ODM, Oburu Oginga is the presidential candidate.
The matter of ODM party leadership was settled at the National Governing Council, acting on behalf of the National Delegates Conference. So anybody imagining that there's some vacuum in ODM leadership is daydreaming. It's daydreaming. It cannot be that unless you are the one leading, nothing can happen. Who are you? Who are you? Who are you?
Interesting times ahead for the ODM party. We take a quick break at that point. We'll be back shortly with more news making headlines. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back. Thank you for staying with us. Shock and grief engulfed Kapnandet village in Belgut constituency after 3 family members were burnt beyond recognition after the house they were in caught fire under unclear circumstances in the wee hours of Friday night. According to the villagers, the trio, an 80-year-old woman, her 52-year-old daughter, and their 19-year-old house help were sleeping in their bedrooms when the incident happened. They say the cause of the inferno is yet to be established. The villagers pointed out that the family members were awoken by a loud blast from a cooking gas which emanated from the kitchen of the 4-bedroomed bungalow, and they went to check and they discovered that the house had been engulfed by flames.
Nasema pole kwa sababu nimempoteza mamangu, dada yangu na mfanyikazi wetu. So it is so painful. And tunahitaji usaidizi wenu kabisa. Mtuombe, mtusaidie, tumepoteza kila kitu kwa nyumba.
Nilikuwa kwangu nyumbani saa 6 ya usiku nikapikiwa simu. Ndio nikaambiwa nyumba inachomeka, ndio tukakuja. Tulipoingia tulipata majirani na wazimamoto. Tukasaidiwa hapo, lakini kwa bahati mbaya tulipoteza mama yangu, sister yangu na maid.
Kwa kweli tulistukia kitu kama saa 6 ya usiku. Tukisikia nduru na tulipofika tulifanya chochote lakini haikuwezekana. Sasa tunasema pole, na sisi wote kama kijiji hatujui kiini cha moto hii.
A family in Mombasa is demanding justice following the death of their loved one, Jimmy Kitavi, a husband and father of 3 who was electrocuted while on duty at Moi International Airport. The deceased was an employee of Eurocraft Company, and the incident occurred on January 2nd at around 4 p.m. while he was carrying out his official duties. A post-mortem report has confirmed that Kitavi died as a result of electric shock. His employer, Eurocraft, says investigations are still ongoing. However, the family has expressed fear of manipulation pending completion of investigations.
Na kutoka huo wakati tumekuwa tukihangaika juu chini kujua ni nini kiini hasa kilichotokea huko kazini, na vile tulifanya uchunguzi kiasi pia tukafanya postmortem results zikatokea kuwa Kitavi alipigwa na shoti ya stima huko kazini.
Naomba haki itendeke, maana sina mtu wa kumtegemea tena. Mume wangu alikuwa breadwinner, sina kazi, na tulipoachana naye tulikuwa na mpango mingi sana kwa ajili ya familia yetu.
Swali kwanza, kwa nini wakapiga simu nyumbani na bibi yake yuko hapo karibu Mombasa na wako na namba yao? Hiyo swali nataka kujibiwa kwanza, kwa maana tulishangaa sana kujua sisi wenyewe tukiwa mbali na yule bibi yake iko karibu na kazi.
Prime Cabinet Secretary and the CS for Foreign and Diaspora Affairs Musalia Mudavadi has declared that artificial intelligence, AI and technology have shifted from secondary tools to engines of public and community service delivery. Mudavadi was speaking during the launch of the International Memon Organization IMO Vision 100. Mudavadi stated that these tools are no longer optional but are central to the delivery of services, to expanding opportunities and scale impact across all 8 pillars of IMO in ways that benefit the country. The Prime CS also added that peace and security remain non-negotiable. They provide the stable foundation upon which development takes root, investments thrive, and initiatives like Vision 100 translate into real, measurable progress on the ground.
Technology, artificial intelligence. I don't know how it is addressed in the Vision 100, but we have now to figure out as a society, as a community, that this new variable has become so powerful, so strong, and we must always find out how its thread can be put through all these 8 pillars in a meaningful and purposeful way.
And I want to acknowledge the long and the distinguished role of the Memon community in Kenya's history, your contribution to healthcare, to enterprise, to philanthropy, to social cohesion are deeply woven into our country's progressive history. We are stronger together because of your organized, value-driven community.
Various community organizations worldwide, including our own IMO chapters, have focused on commendable service and survival. But the team here has asked more radical, more necessary questions. One that every community leader in this room will recognize. Where are we going? Not next year, but for the next 100 years. How do we build a legacy that outlives all of us? That is the question that keeps leaders awake at night.
All right, to sports. Kenyan football fans are in for a treat this Sunday as Shabana FC host record champions Gor Mahia at Gusii Stadium in what promises to be a thrilling Kenyan Premier League encounter. Kickoff is scheduled for 2 p.m. with both teams eyeing crucial points as the season enters a decisive phase. Gor Mahia are second on the league table with 26 points, just 1 behind AFC Leopards. Shabana are fifth with 23 points, making this clash significant for both sides' aspirations. Their last meeting at Gusii Stadium ended in a narrow 1-0 victory for Gor Mahia, and Shabana will be eager to overturn that result in front of their home fans. Shabana head coach Peter Okidi expressed optimism ahead of the game, highlighting the importance of home advantage.
Kuulizia mashabiki wakapate kujitokeza kwa wingi kuja kutazama mechi, na haitakuwa mechi ambayo ya furugu ya aina yoyote, kwa sababu upinzani utakuwa ni katikati ambao utakuwa ni wa mpira na hautakuwa upinzani wa vita katika hali yoyote. So kwa hivyo nawakaribisha sana, nikiomba ya kwamba tuendelee kudunisha amani katika viwanja zetu, si Shabana peke yake wakati wanacheza na Gor Mahia, lakini hali ya michezo yote inapoendelea tujizuie, tusizue vurugu ya aina yoyote.
Tumejitayarisha poa kwa game ya weekend. We know itakuwa ni game kubwa, si game rahisi. Then game ya expectations na surprises. So from our side tumeprepare wiki poa sana, tumewakia our previous mistakes. So tuna hope for the best results weekend. Ukiangalia huu msimu hatujakuwa tukiperform vizuri home ground so far, but it's something tumekuwa tukiwork on. Then I hope for the weekend tutafresha more fans na tutawapea good results. Yeah.
what a match it's going to be tomorrow. So I'd love to take a look at some of your feedback that is coming in concerning some of the stories we've done tonight. I can see Namis Halan, who's watching, David Njue, Mika also watching from Buruburu, Clinton watching from Kakamega, thank you very much. Kennedy Jumba Sirigu as well says watching, asante sana. Jairus Mohwana Zadok says all these are noises and nonsense. This is concerning the report about opposition leaders, and Eugene was one term in Trans Nzoia and did nothing. Kalonzo was vice president as well, did nothing. Gachagua was the deputy president and he was intimidating cabinet secretaries, and now he's washing himself as an angel. It's a waste of time. That is feedback from Jairus Mohwana Zadok. Anton Nyaure as well says watching from Jericho in Nairobi, as well as Jeffrey Somba, who's watching tonight. Thank you for your feedback. Those are some of the stories we had prepared for you tonight. Allow me to wrap it up at that point. Thank you for watching. Have yourself a wonderful evening as well as a blessed Sunday ahead. Good night.